Today's podcast, storytelling. Do you hate small talk? Do you hate those one-on-one awkward conversations that you have about your weekend? Well, today's podcast talks about how storytelling can better your conversations and create a much stronger connection. Stay tuned.
Welcome to
Johnny Introverted Intellect, a podcast for introverts.
What is up, party people? I don't know why I said that, but what's going on?
Hold up.
Yeah, that's getting annoying probably. Happy Thursday, folks. Today is our Thursday tip. Sorry, Tuesday. It's Thursday. I said Thursday, then I said Tuesday. Weird. Anyways, today is our Thursday tips for introverts, and today I want to talk about a very secret sauce to how to talk to somebody. It's small talk, storytelling, all in one, folks. Yeah.
Another one.
All right. Well, first of all, I did talk about storytelling in last podcast about how Shane Dawson talks is basically creating a story. He's crafting a story that we're so enticed by. I would literally watch YouTube videos over and over again because I'm so captivated by the story. Like I would rewatch YouTube videos just for the sake of getting that high off what happens next, even though I already know what happens next. It's just that they're so good the story is so good. I just keep watching it. And that's what we constantly do. These BuzzFeed, they'll just capture you like, how to get out of prison in 10 days or how I got out of prison and blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's a story. What's the story behind it, right? So I have a book I'm in the midst of writing, if some of you guys don't know, and I have a small excerpt from it that I like to share. I'm not going to read it word for word, but I will just go through it. Here we go. Basically, I start off saying, that reminds me of a time when, you know how you start a conversation and you're like, and then you go, oh, that reminds me of a time when, and then a story ensues. A story. Okay. So there's different components of a story. There's an exposition. So I put down, Johnny realized he was late to the train to meet up with his girlfriend. Then the rising action. So as I mentioned last podcast, the rising action is like the steps towards the climax, right? So we have the rising action. For me, I said, Johnny ran down the street to rent a bike. The bike, however, was not there. Instead, Johnny called an Uber pool, but it took way too long. Worried, John called an Uber X instead and had to wait another 7 minutes for the Uber. As Johnny was in the car, his heart was racing. In the climax, as the Uber pulled up, Johnny ran out the door, across the street to his train. He looked down at his watch, and sure enough, he made it in the nick of time. Climax. That was a climax. I know this isn't the best story, but bear with me here. In the resolution, Johnny's girlfriend gave him crap for being late, but then hugged him. The end. Best story ever. See, okay, that wasn't okay. Best story ever.
Hold up.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah. Thank you, Drake. That was not necessarily a captivating story, but I probably got you guys right there with the climax there. You ran to the Uber pool. Maybe the way I said it was more captivating, but so basically, yeah, the story, as a quick lesson, the story contains an exposition, rising action, climax, the falling action, and lastly, the resolution. Like, what do we get out of the story? What's the purpose? What do we learn from it? And these things about a story is what makes a conversation just spark. Like, it sets a conversation on fire. You got people opening up your ears, their eyes to you, they're turning heads. They're like, what's happening? What happened? Like, when you tell a story about yourself and you talk about something, that's what brings the connection. The story is what's connecting you with the other person. They're trying to put their shoes into your shoes and see what's happening next. And to just spew out facts about certain things is just kind of mundane and boring, versus you telling a story that could possibly relate to them, where they could empathize with you, put their shoes in your shoes. It's a great time for both you and the other person, and that's why storytelling is so important. So I'm just gonna that's just the tip. That's the tip. Just have a story. Make yourself have the goal of being an excellent storyteller in everything that you do. I mean, storytelling happens in marketing, in business, obviously the books you read, the novels, obviously, and your conversations with people, as I'm mentioning now. Storytelling happens with like commercials too. Like there's always a story commercials and marketing, same deal, but there's always a story behind something. Like businesses have stories so that they captivate you, they grab your attention, and you want to be that person who's really good at storytelling. The people who are good at storytelling will obviously get the most attention, and people love them. People love storytellers. When I was growing up, the person that was the most popular, or not most popular, but the person that people loved talking to the most was the person that told the best stories. And they always were like, that reminds me of a time when, or they would just talk about something about they would talk about something that captivated the entire audience. Or speeches, especially in speeches, like when even if you're spewing facts, having a story behind these facts will have the audience remembering what you're saying. Just saying facts. My last speech I made it tanked. It was the worst because I didn't tell a story behind any of this. I didn't tell a story as to why I liked reality TV. Now you guys know, but maybe that would be a podcast for another time. But I didn't realize that. I mean, I should have known that it would have tanked because there's no storytelling. It was just, to me, it was the worst. People kind of liked it, but I mean, I think they're just being. I think it was more the enthusiasm as I was talking about it, but you couldn't really remember what was going on because there's no storytelling. There's no story behind it. Like, why do you like reality TV? I just stated I liked it, basically, and I said why I liked it without really telling a story as to why I liked it. Anyways, I don't want to ramble on, but please, if you need more information, get my book. It will be out not till way later, but please just subscribe, and I will make that announcement later on my podcast, I don't know, within a few weeks from now, about the book. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited. Once again, folks, subscribe. And subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to YouTube, catch me on social media. I'm not really the greatest with social media. I don't really care too much about it as much. I should probably do more of it though. Anyways, Introverted Intellects here with Johnny Raxa, and I'll see you late. I guess my thing is peace now, so peace. Happy Thursday, guys. Looking forward to tomorrow, Friday. Boom. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Peace.
We are what you make it.